Hi and welcome to our Flowzone tutorials. Today we're going to be having a look at project lists, and in particular we're going to be looking at project list criteria. So what it is that determines whether a project appears on a certain list, that's what we're going to have a look at. So let's dive straight in. Okay, so having a look at this test system, we have three project lists. I'm in the projects area and I've got live projects, completed projects and all projects. What is it that determines how many projects or which projects appear in each of these lists? So in all projects I have 10 projects. You can see results 1 to 10. In completed projects I have 2, and in live projects I have 8. So what we need to understand is, well, why have I got 8 in here? Why have I got 2 in here? And why have I got 10 projects in here? And that's all determined by the list criteria. So in order to understand that, we are going to go into the configuration of this list. Okay, now you can see I've got a shortcut here for the configuration of the project list, but I could equally access that from admin projects list, and then click on the all projects list within the project list area within the administration section. But just for ease, I'm going to click on configuration here. And as I mentioned, what we are interested in is the criteria. So this is an important part of the setup of any list. And in this case, we have no criteria. Okay, there are no criteria. So that tells us that this list is showing us all the projects in the system, literally everything in there. We are not filtering in any way. We have not put in any criteria, and therefore we would expect to see all the projects in the system. And that's what we've got. We have got all 10, because this small demo system, we only have 10 projects in the system, and that's what we are seeing here. If I go across to my live projects, and just as a reminder, we've got 8 projects visible here, and click on the configuration area. And as mentioned, we're interested in the criteria. What we can see here is that we have not clicked on no criteria. We do have some criteria, and that is status equals live. Now, if we come out of that and we have a look at the status column, you can see that these are all live. And if I contrast that to the all projects list, you can see that the status here, because there were no criteria, included live projects with the status of live and projects with the status of completed. So that's the difference between these two lists, and that's simply the difference between those two elements of configuration. One had no criteria, and this one has a status equals live. And just to reinforce the point, if we have a look at the completed projects and we look at the criteria for that, the criteria here is status equals completed. So our completed projects list is only going to show projects where the status equals completed. If I cancel out of that, we can see the status equals completed. And again, if I go back to the all projects, you can see quite clearly that I've got 2 projects here where the status is completed. So that's all we're having a look at today. What we're going to do next in the next video is actually set up a new project list. So we will be creating a list and then adding some criteria to that, so that we can see maybe different projects or a different set of projects in another list. So let's catch up then.